Stop scrolling, stop everything. This very second, pause the endless cascade of content flowing past your eyes like a river that never reaches the ocean. Silence the noise, still your racing thoughts. What you are about to encounter is not another message in the infinite stream of digital voices calling for your attention. This is different. This is divinely orchestrated. This is the collision of heaven's timing with your deepest, most unspoken need. Can you feel it? That subtle shift in the atmosphere around you, like the moment before dawn when darkness holds its breath before surrendering to light. That faint tremor in your spirit, that inexplicable pause that made your finger hover over the screen instead of scrolling past. That wasn't coincidence. That wasn't the algorithm. That was me reaching across the veil between eternity and time, arranging this exact moment, this precise second, so that my words could find you when you need them most. You didn't stumble here through random chance, through the mechanical shuffling of ones and zeros in some server farm halfway across the world. No, you were summoned, drawn, called by name, though you haven't heard it yet. I have been orchestrating this encounter from before the foundations of the world were laid, from before your first breath was drawn, preparing this sacred intersection where my urgent word meets your aching soul. Listen carefully, beloved. I am about to tell you something that will shatter the carefully constructed walls you have built around your heart. Something that will pierce through the armor of your daily routine, your practiced smiles, your automatic responses. I am about to speak into the secret places you have shown no one, the midnight thoughts you have shared with no one, the fears that grip you when the world finally goes quiet and you are left alone with the echo of your own heartbeat. This is not a message for the masses, though thousands will pass by these words. This is written in the stars with your name spoken into existence for you specifically, time to intersect with your life at this exact coordinate of space and consciousness. You are not reading this because you chose to click. You are here because I moved heaven and earth to ensure these words would find you when the walls were thin enough, when your defenses were low enough, when your hunger was strong enough to receive what I am about to pour out. I need you to understand the weight of this moment, the gravity, the eternal significance. There are inflection points in human lives where destiny pivots on a single decision, where the trajectory of years hinges on whether someone leans in or walks away. This is that moment for you, right here, right now. What you do with the next few minutes will ripple through the rest of your days like a stone thrown into still water, creating circles that expand far beyond what your natural eyes can perceive. So I am asking you, I am urging you, I am pleading with you. Do not scroll away. Do not let the 1,000 tiny distractions of your modern life steal what I am about to deposit into your spirit. Do not let the enemy of your soul whisper the lie that this is just another religious post, just another attempt to manipulate your emotions, just another person speaking empty promises into the void. You know better. You can sense it, somewhere deep in the marrow of your being, in the place where truth resonates like a tuning fork struck in a silent room. You recognize the frequency of divine intervention. You have been praying for a sign. You have been begging for clarity. You have been crying out in the watches of the night when sleep refuses to come, and the ceiling becomes your interrogator. You have whispered into the dark, God, if you are still there, if you still hear me, if you still care, show me something, give me anything. Let me know I am not abandoned in this wilderness. And now here I am speaking, answering, responding to those prayers that felt like they were bouncing off brass heavens, those desperate pleas that seemed to dissolve into cosmic silence. I heard every single word. I caught every prayer before it fully formed on your lips. I collected every tear in my bottle, numbered every sleepless night, marked every moment when you thought you couldn't take another step, but somehow found the strength to put one foot in front of the other. I was there last Tuesday when you sat in your car in the parking lot, hands gripping the steering wheel, gathering the courage to walk into a building that felt more like a battlefield than a workplace. I saw you manufacture that smile, paint on that mask of okayness, perform the intricate dance of pretending everything is fine when inside you are fragmenting into 1,000 pieces. I noticed how heavy the air felt in your lungs, how each breath required conscious effort, how simple existence had become an act of warfare. I was present Thursday morning at 2:47 when you stared at the darkness, your mind running through the same worn grooves of worry, The same endless loops of what if and how will I and when will this. I heard the questions you were too afraid to voice aloud, the doubts you couldn't confess to anyone because admitting them would make them too real, too present, too overwhelming. I witnessed yesterday afternoon when that conversation drained the last reserves of your emotional energy, when maintaining composure cost you everything you had left, when you smiled and nodded while internally screaming for someone, anyone, to see past the performance to the person dying inside. I was there when you closed the door and let the mask slip, when exhaustion crashed over you like a wave, when you wondered how much longer you could sustain this illusion of strength. You have been carrying weight that would crush most people, burdens that have no name, battles that have no battlefield, wounds that leave no visible scars. You fight wars in the caverns of your mind where no medals are given and no victories are celebrated. You survive psychological sieges that would destroy lesser souls. You navigate emotional minefields with such practiced grace that no one suspects the ground beneath your feet is constantly exploding. And through it all, through every grinding moment, through every soul-crushing day, through every night that stretched into eternity, I have been watching. Not with the distant observation of an uninvolved deity, not with the clinical interest of a cosmic scientist studying specimens, but with the fierce, protective, overwhelming love of a father who would move mountains to reach his child, who would part seas to make a path, who would shake the foundations of creation itself to answer the cry of your heart. Do you know why this moment matters so profoundly? Because what I am about to reveal isn't just information to be processed intellectually. It is not theological concepts to be debated or spiritual principles to be acknowledged and filed away. This is transformation packaged in language. This is breakthrough wrapped in words. This is the answer to prayers you stopped praying because you thought I wasn't listening. Keys to doors you thought were sealed forever. Solutions to problems you thought were permanent. The enemy would love nothing more than for you to dismiss this moment. He is already whispering, isn't he? Telling you this is manipulative religious content, suggesting you have heard it all before, implying that real breakthrough doesn't come through words on a screen, insinuating that you are too broken, too far gone, too damaged for divine intervention to reach you now. But I need you to recognize those whispers for what they are. Lies, desperate lies from a defeated foe who knows that if you stay, if you listen, if you receive what I am pouring out, his grip on your life will be shattered. He knows that this message carries authority. He recognizes the seal of heaven. He senses the power of my presence hovering over these words. And he is terrified that you are about to break free from chains you have worn so long you forgot they weren't part of your skin. So stay with me, not because I am demanding obedience, but because I am offering freedom, not because I am threatening punishment, but because I am extending mercy, not because you owe me anything, but because I have already paid everything for you. Stay because somewhere in the deepest chamber of your heart, past the cynicism and the disappointment and the accumulated wounds, you still have a flicker of hope that maybe, just maybe, this time might be different. I see you right now wherever you are. Maybe you are alone in your bedroom, the door closed against a world that demands too much. Maybe you are in a crowded space surrounded by people yet feeling utterly isolated. Maybe you are in that in-between place, that liminal space where day hasn't quite become night or night hasn't fully surrendered to morning. Maybe you are stealing a moment of quiet in a life that offers none. Wherever you are, whatever time it is, however you arrived at these words, I see you. Not the version you present to the world, but the real you. The tired you, the scared you, the you that is running on fumes and prayers and stubborn refusal to quit, even though quitting looks increasingly reasonable. I see the battles no one else sees, the invisible war for your peace, your sanity, your hope. I know about the thoughts that ambush you when you are too tired to defend against them, the fears that wait until you are vulnerable to launch their attack, the doubts that know exactly when to strike for maximum damage. I understand the exhaustion that goes deeper than physical fatigue, that settles into your bones and makes every task feel like climbing a mountain in the dark, with no guarantee there is a summit. I am aware of the loneliness that has nothing to do with the number of people around you and everything to do with the feeling that no one truly knows you, that you have become so skilled at performing functionality that your authentic self has been locked away so long you are not sure where you put the key. I recognize the ache of feeling invisible, even when everyone is looking at you, of feeling unheard, even when you are speaking, of feeling unknown, even when you are surrounded by familiar faces. But here is what you need to understand, what I need to brand into your consciousness so deeply that nothing can erase it. Everything you have been through, every night you barely survived, every day you had to force yourself through, every moment you thought would break you but didn't, all of it has been shaping you, not destroying you, shaping you. There is a difference so profound, so essential, that missing it would be missing everything. The pain wasn't purposeless. The struggle wasn't senseless. The wilderness wasn't punishment. You haven't been abandoned in chaos. You have been in my refining fire, and fire doesn't destroy gold, it reveals it. It burns away the dross, the impurities, the things that look valuable but have no eternal weight. What emerges is purified, strengthened, made ready for the purpose it was always meant to fulfill. Think about the sculpture hidden inside the marble. The artist doesn't see a block of stone. The artist sees the masterpiece trapped inside, waiting to be freed. And so the hammer falls, the chisel strikes, pieces break away to the marble. If it could feel, this would seem like destruction, violence, assault. But the artist knows every strike is purposeful, every chip necessary, every fragment that falls away, revealing more of the beauty that was always there, buried beneath what needed to be removed. You are that masterpiece, and I am that artist. Every blow you felt, every piece that was chipped away, every part of your old life that broke off and fell away. It was me working, not in cruelty but in love. Not randomly, but strategically. Not destroying, but revealing. And what I am revealing is magnificent, is powerful, is exactly what this broken world needs, even though it didn't know how to ask for it. The closed doors that frustrated you, they were protecting you from paths that looked bright, but led to darkness. The unanswered prayers you resented, I was saving you from blessings that would have ultimately become curses. The delays that made you feel forgotten, I was repositioning you, realigning circumstances, orchestrating encounters that could only happen if you arrived at precisely the right moment, not a second before. You thought you were being overlooked when that promotion went to someone less qualified, but I saw the 70-hour weeks that position would have demanded, the toll it would have taken on your health, your relationships, your soul. You thought you were being rejected when that relationship ended, but I knew the toxicity that was hidden beneath the surface, the slow poisoning that would have happened if you had stayed, the death by 1,000 compromises that would have left you unrecognizable to yourself. You thought you were being punished when your finances didn't improve, despite your faithful obedience. But I was teaching you a dependence on me that prosperity could never produce, building a foundation of trust that wouldn't crumble the moment circumstances changed, forging a faith refined in fire that would become your greatest weapon in battles you haven't fought yet. Every single thing that looked like abandonment was actually protection. Every apparent denial was actually preservation. Every seeming silence was actually me working behind scenes you couldn't see, moving pieces you weren't aware existed, arranging outcomes that required my divine timing rather than your human urgency. And now, beloved, we have arrived at the turning point, the pivot, the hinge on which everything swings. The season is shifting. Can you feel it? Like the moment when winter has lingered too long, and suddenly there is a warmth in the air that wasn't there yesterday. A subtle promise that spring is coming, whether or not you believe it. Something in the atmosphere is changing. The spiritual climate around your life is transforming. What was closed is about to open. What was barren is about to bloom. What seemed dead is about to resurrect. I am declaring over your life right now, with all the authority of heaven behind my words, your breakthrough is imminent. Not someday, not eventually, not in some vague, distant future that serves as a carrot to keep you moving forward. Imminent, close, approaching with the inevitability of dawn. You may not see it yet, but that doesn't make it less real. You may not feel it yet, but that doesn't diminish its certainty. It is coming because I have decreed it, and what I decree cannot be undone by human doubt or demonic interference. The chains that have held you are breaking right now as these words sink into your spirit. The chains of fear that convinced you that you weren't enough, that you couldn't make it, that you were destined to fail. The chains of shame that whispered lies about your worth, about your past, about your right to receive good things. The chains of anxiety that kept you imprisoned in what-if scenarios, in catastrophic thinking and worst-case preparations that stole your ability to live in the present moment. I am speaking freedom over the financial bondage that has made you feel like you are always one emergency away from disaster. I see how you have calculated and budgeted and sacrificed, how you have gone without so others could have, how you have trusted me with what little you had even when logic said to hold tighter. That faith hasn't gone unnoticed. That generosity hasn't been forgotten. Provision is coming from sources you haven't imagined, through channels you didn't know existed, in ways that will leave no doubt about my supernatural involvement. I am declaring healing over your body, that pain that has become your constant companion, that weakness that has limited your capacity, that condition that has defined your daily existence. I am touching it with my healing hand. Whether the transformation is instant or gradual, whether it comes through natural means or supernatural intervention, healing is flowing toward you like a river finding its course to the sea. I am releasing emotional wholeness into the fractured places of your soul. The wounds that never quite healed, the traumas that still trigger you, the hurts that shaped how you see yourself and the world. I am applying the balm of my presence. The nightmares will lose their power. The flashbacks will fade. The weight will lift. Peace that surpasses understanding, that makes no logical sense given your circumstances, is about to guard your heart and mind. I am restoring what was stolen from you, the joy that was taken, the hope that was killed, the trust that was shattered, the innocence that was violated, the years that were wasted. I am the God of restoration, and I don't just patch up the broken pieces. I make things new. I give you something better than what was lost. I redeem even the worst chapters of your story and weave them into a testimony that will set others free. The relationships that have been strained to breaking are about to experience supernatural healing. Hearts that have been hardened will soften. Walls that seemed permanent will crumble. Communication that has been impossible will flow. Understanding will replace judgment. Forgiveness will overcome bitterness. Not because you try harder or do more, but because I intervene in ways only I can. Your gifts are about to make room for you. The talents you have buried because past rejections convinced you they weren't valuable. The abilities you have hidden because you didn't want to seem prideful. The calling you have ignored because you didn't feel qualified. All of it is about to be activated. Doors are going to open that no human being can shut. Opportunities are going to present themselves that defy logical explanation. Favor is going to rest on your life in such obvious ways that even skeptics will have to acknowledge something supernatural is happening. But here is what I need you to do. Here is where your response matters. Here is where your choice determines how this story unfolds. I need you to release your grip on the timeline you created. You have been operating with a schedule in your mind about when things should happen, how they should happen, in what order they should happen. Let it go. My timing is perfect even when it is not what you expected. Trust that I see what you cannot see, know what you don't know, and am working all things together for your good, even when they don't feel good. Stop trying to figure out the how. Stop mentally running through scenarios about how I might answer, what method I might use, which path I might choose. Your job isn't to understand my methods. Your job is to trust my character. I am good. I am faithful. I am for you, not against you. I work all things together for the benefit of those who love me. You don't need to trace the blueprint. You need to believe the builder. Take the step I am showing you. You know what it is. There is something I have been whispering to your spirit, some action I have been prompting you toward, some risk I have been asking you to take. It feels too big, too scary, too uncertain. You have been waiting for more clarity, more confirmation, more guarantee of success. But faith doesn't work that way. Faith moves before it understands. Faith steps before it sees. Faith obeys before it comprehends. Take the step. I will meet you there. Surrender the control you have been clinging to. The illusion that if you just try hard enough, plan well enough, execute perfectly enough, you can make things work out. That is exhausting you, and it was never my design. I didn't create you to be the master controller of your universe. I created you to partner with me, to co-labor with me, to move in sync with me. Let go of the steering wheel. I promise you I am a better driver. I know routes you have never seen. I can navigate storms that would overwhelm you. Trust me with the journey. Now watch. Watch what I do. Watch how I move. Watch the pieces fall into place in ways that defy probability. Watch obstacles that seemed immovable suddenly shift. Watch provision appear from unexpected quarters. Watch healing manifest in bodies that medicine gave up on. Watch relationships resurrect that seemed dead beyond hope. Watch doors open that you didn't even know existed. Your latter days will be greater than your former days. What you experienced before, the good seasons you remember with nostalgia, they were just the appetizer. The main course is coming. What you have seen me do in the past was preparation for what I am about to do next. You thought that season was your peak, but I am telling you it was your training ground. You are about to enter dimensions of blessing, favor, and purpose that will make your previous best look like the beginning chapters of a story that is about to get really good. The enemy fought so hard to take you out because he saw what I placed inside you. He recognized the threat you represented to his kingdom. He knew that if you survived, if you pushed through, if you refused to quit, you would become dangerous to darkness. That is why the attacks were so intense, so relentless, so targeted at your most vulnerable places. He was trying to eliminate you before you stepped into the fullness of your purpose. But he failed. You are still standing, still breathing, still believing, and that terrifies him because he knows what is coming. He knows that what was meant to destroy you actually prepared you. He knows that the battles you survived gave you authority in heavenly realms. He knows that your testimony is about to liberate thousands who are trapped in the same bondage you just broke free from. This is why I say with absolute certainty, your breakthrough is not just for you. Yes, you will experience personal transformation. Yes, your individual circumstances are about to shift. Yes, you will receive what you have been praying for. But it is bigger than that. Your breakthrough is a doorway through which others will walk. Your victory creates a path that others will follow. Your testimony will give voice to those who are still silent. Your healing will bring hope to those who have given up. So receive this word not just for yourself, but for everyone connected to your life, everyone watching your journey, everyone who will hear your story. Receive it as a representative, as a forerunner, as someone who breaks through so others can break free. The oil on your life isn't just for your own lamp. It is meant to be poured out, shared, multiplied. Now I need you to do something. I need you to speak it out loud. Say, I receive this word. I receive this breakthrough. I receive this transformation. I believe what God has spoken over my life. Say it even if you don't feel it yet. Say it even if circumstances haven't changed yet. Say it even if doubt is screaming in your ear. Say it because words have creative power, because agreement with heaven releases heaven's resources, because your confession is the bridge between promise and manifestation. And then I need you to share this, not to increase views or engagement, though that will happen. Share it because someone in your sphere of influence is in the exact place you were when you started reading this. Someone is on the edge of giving up. Someone is questioning if God still sees them. Someone is one encouraging word away from holding on for one more day. Be that word for them. Be the messenger who carries hope into their darkness. Be the voice that reminds them they are not forgotten. This is your moment. This is your Kairos time, where chronological time intersects with divine timing, where preparation meets opportunity, where faith connects with fulfillment. Don't let it pass. Don't let distraction steal it. Don't let doubt diminish it. Grab hold of what I am releasing. Press in, lean forward. Open your hands and your heart wide, because I am pouring out more than you have capacity to contain in your current state, so I am expanding your capacity as I pour. Everything changes starting now. The old is passing away. The new is emerging. And you are about to step into a season so marked by my presence, so characterized by my favor, so defined by my power that when people see you, they will see me. When they hear your story, they will worship me. When they witness your transformation, they will believe that I still perform miracles. So rise up, lift your head, square your shoulders. You are coming out of the valley. You are ascending the mountain. You are moving from glory to glory, from strength to strength, from faith to faith. The best isn't behind you, it is before you. The greatest chapters aren't in your history, they are in your future. And that future begins right now, in this moment. with your choice to believe that I am who I say I am, that I will do what I said I will do, and that nothing is impossible for those who believe. Welcome to your breakthrough. Welcome to your new beginning. Welcome to the life I have been preparing you for all along. This is it. This is the moment, and I am with you. I am for you. And I am about to amaze you with what I do next. Watch me work.